Check. There we go. All right. Turnabout Ablaze. Part 3. Here we'll go. Low echo. Turn it down. Oh, here we go. The open air stage. I've left the Damask II investigation to Franziska and returned to Baval. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babal's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! So, Kay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great! Investigating is so much fun! In other words, they've made absolutely no progress. But we weren't goofing off, honest, sir. We've been investigating our hearts out. Very well then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe... Yes, sir? You have permission to enter the Alabastian Embassy, is that correct? Yep. As a local detective, I'm helping out with investigations on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the pink princess's mask. The pink princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the pink badger yesterday. Understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. If I don't, then I guess I'll unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't win. Evidence that has lost their value has been given. Lost their value given. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really gonna throw that autograph away? Yes, because that steel samurai was a fake. What? Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Unnecessary evidence has been removed, remaining evidence has been rearranged. What the hell did you do to me? Oh, okay, so we're keeping that. Oh, we're keeping the dogs? Okay, sure. Hey, you're not going back to Alabaster already, are you? No, not yet. I still need to gather a bit more information first. It would appear that the stage is also scheduled to be renovated. You know, I would love to perform on a stage like this. Something like the Great Thief Show. I think it would be a bad idea for a thief to show their face to the world. Bags full of cement powder are stacked up here. I suppose they're for the renovation. Yeah, because I don't smell a drop of gold here, or any other treasure for that matter. Hey, the only scent you should detect in a place like this is the smell of sweat. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, that was a pretty good play on words there. Gummy, don't randomly jump into one of our dialogues like that. Were you eavesdropping on us, Detective Gumshoe? No, it's not like that, sir. A ladder. Actually, that's a step ladder. They're the exact same thing. No way! Their structure out there totally different. But of course, from a thief's perspective, the best kind of ladder is the rope ladder. The step ladder is much too heavy to carry around after all. And from a prosecutor's perspective, any type of ladder is guilty. Dangerous during an Mr. Edgeworth! You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective. Well, I don't have much else that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Oh, well... I take it he has found nothing of particular use as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting for Ambassador Helena. Oh, and what is this something interesting? This, sir. Ooh, that's pretty. Wow, that's so pretty. I'm so jealous. That's a real treasure there. Why does the flame burn green, Detective? So apparently if you burn a special wit crystal oil that they only make in Babal, it burns this green color, sir. Interesting. What's the special property of the oil? I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Babal should the oil run out. Hey, Gummy! What about these silhouettes? They stuck some cutouts on the outside of the lantern so it'd project the images. Oh, the silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much? Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Ah, well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. Oh! I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as its assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. The little bitches. No, I didn't mean to click on that again. Dialogue again, are you kidding me? There's a sign here warning passers-by to take precautions around this renovation. Really going all out, huh? There's construction going on everywhere. Ambassador Polino said it was to attract more tourists and visitors. But what can they do with the new stuff? What do you think they should do, Mr. Edgeworth? How about transforming it into a courthouse? Hey, be serious. Site safety starts here. This building site is dangerous. Ah, so you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, with these you can eat whatever you like. And these are... Discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern, but these two want to do nothing for me right now. Damn, well, he's gonna put himself out of business handing out these coupons. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly? Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. It's all to attract that extra bit of attention to Babal. I heard that tonight over in the Alabastian Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yes, he did. That's why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire the Tagarasi started. Exactly. Ambassador Polino, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Primidex statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabast and Babal used to be one country called Canopia? Yes, I know that much about your history. Well, the Primidex statue belonged to the founders of Canopia. At least that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the king of Canopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So, it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty. And the right to rule, I take it? Yes, that's right! Which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. Now, we hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule, is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though. If Alabast and Babal were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to. The Primidex statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. About what has happened, very important key to diplomacy. I have to try showing him this key and see what he has to say. Ambassador Polino, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about. Yes? Oh, and don't worry, you can ask more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babal, yes. Thank you, but just the one thing is all I require. Manny coaching. I'd like to ask you about this, Secretary. Sure. I'll tell you what I know. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. I think that a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose and completely unnoticed. I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealing. Coach had a very sharp mind. Recently, Manny, really busy. I became the Ablaze representative at the Country Unification Council. The cock? Oh dear. He's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me. I'm sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council? Oh, well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our 2 countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that won't be realized anytime soon. I suppose not. Ambassador Polino, if you could please take a look at this for me. Primidex statue sitting in Alabast right now actually belongs to Babal. I received a call from Miss Von Karma about this earlier, and you will understand why I wish to inspect Babal's Primidex statue immediately. Is the statue currently in your country's possession? Yes, well, I've already inspected it myself. It is definitely Alabast's statue. I know because it's the real statue. You're saying that Babal's was a replica? I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday I would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babal, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Oliva at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight. To say that we could not determine which statue was the real one.
Hold it!
Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Babal were to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that being betrayed by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth, would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Alabas? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. Oh, I see. So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country? That's the gist of it. Laval is just as strict as Alabast in their inspection of the people and the things that enter their country. Meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yatagarasu? In one way or another, the Yatagarasu is connected. Of this I am sure. Now then, where was the Yatagarasu first spotted? I believe it was the rose garden on the Alabasian side of the embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least that's where I heard the Yatagarasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I should investigate the rose garden clusters. Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edge, first. What is it? I guess it said it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be of any use? There's a little letter. If there's anything here for what? I was thinking we have concerts here at this open air stage from time to time, right? Alright, I'll find its owner later. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, will you be willing to hold on to this? What is this? It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind and that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day I'd be of some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time. Thank you. I'd be honored to hold on to it. So that guitar pick, I think I know the answer. Let me double check. Yeah, absolutely. It goes there. Alright, but that's probably not gonna come into use. Detective Gumshoe. I'm gonna go to Rose Garden. Having a real time of it cleaning up after the fire. I suppose we should just stay out here and investigate the stage some. I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabas now. I know. I'll go back to football and do some more investigating there. Rose Garden. I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. How are things in the ball? Although I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl. The investigation into Manicochi's death hasn't really progressed at all. However, the investigation into the Yatagarasu has. It's the Yatagarasu. Even now, I find it hard to believe a person can freely traverse between the two countries at will? Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where the witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagarasu. That's correct. The Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in Alabas. That's when the Yatagarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly it vanished. After that, there was the fire at the Balboa embassy that the Yatagarasu started. Well, ain't that but a bitch? I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my inheritance. Oh. Now, let's check this out first. A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primitive. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems like you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. Oh, my big mouth about a statue. Somehow made the leap to that. There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. Time to visualize and mass confusion that took place here. I thought to use my whip to capture the Yatagarasu. However, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose this means that some other poor sats were hit instead. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics. The pool's water is also used for putting out fires. Let's see. Oh! The pool stopped filling itself automatically. Fountain sprouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level. This water is used to put out fires. I suppose it must be refilled normal level. I guess this pool is used to do something. I guess I'll take some out of just in case. Oh! Yeah. How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think I'm the type to just jump into a pool and swim around for fun?
Objection!
Yes? Alright then, did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? Or son? I guess I kind of lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him. You imbecile! How could you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you gonna do if your son fell into the pool? How old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he?
Hold it!
Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? Mother? Oh, that chick, the pink princess. Pink princess?
Hold it!
It's fine, Carmen. I was a bit confused by this man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he is looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase an astounding fool. Larry, we've not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant, but rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. No, he's unrelated to the murders. He sure knows how. What the hell? This statue bears a resemblance to the Primadux statue. Plaque says, King Primadux in the battlefield. In order to save the queen, King Primadux put his life on the line and went to war. So, Primadux was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what surprises me is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that too. Beautiful roses here. Appear to be well maintained. Being too nice, Miles Edgeworth. The arrangement is devoid of any design sense. Roses only shine when they are grouped by color. One color per location. They lose their beauty when they're all mixed together like this. Second thought, there's a rather serious look on your face. Better leave it be. They should really rethink the proper balance of these roses. The proper balance of things. I suppose Ambassador Alba sat in this chair? Ambassador Alba is very elderly. The chair is prepared for him should he have gotten tired during his speech. In that case, why didn't he plan to make his speech sitting down in the first place? The ambassador is also quite prideful, that's why. Sounds like my own principal from grade school. Get a symbol. This is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech. The stage was set up nicely, however, where was the audience supposed to sit? Perhaps they were to sit around the edge of the pool? That's such poor planning. If there was no other place than a spot or two by the pool, it really should have made seating arrangements like how the gallery is set up in court. Indeed, even since that consideration for the viewers that was taken photos. So in the end, the speaker and his audience were to stand the whole time, huh? Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while. Have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and one person ran a late, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang? Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor. I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of the day. At the end of today. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. As if I can be so easily caught away from this case after I've come this far. I swear that I'll find the truth and drag it out into the screaming light. Or screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time. So naturally, you witnessed when the Tagarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the thief alright with my own 2 eyes. The Tagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. But when the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of, "It's the Tagarasu!" rang out. The next second, the spotlight went off, and by the time we got the area lit again, the deaf thief had vanished. When we were investigated afterward, we found that the reason the lights went out because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. One thing is for certain: the Tagarasu was here. They're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette.
Objection!
If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. He's not wrong. Good thinking, sis. You might just be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. My men have already done... someone else's shadow. That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now, let's hear what you know on the subject. What really cast the shadow of the Yatagarasu?
Take that!
A suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu? Is it not possible that it was created by this statue?
Objection!
Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu. You are correct, however, the statue is but one part of the whole picture. By only one part. What is the other part to the real form of the Yatagarasu shadow?
Take that!
It's another statue? Yatagarasu's shadow was made from the shadows of these two statues. Hey, what do you mean by that? Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if you were to restore the lights to where they were when they appeared, do you believe that the two shadows will create the Yatagarasu shadow? Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. First, if we set up the spotlight to cast the shadow of Turnabout on the battlefield. The shadow of the king statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set a light up on the above to paint Turnabout, her silhouette would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Aha! So if we were to combine the two shadows, it looks nothing like the Yatagarasu's shadow. Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Calm down, Princess. The way the light needs to be shown on the Queen's statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe that the whole of the King's shadow needs to be used to work. However, in the case of the Queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of their shadow. One part? Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Yatagarasu's shadow. Why didn't you say so in the first place? You're right. I apologize. Now, what part of the Queen's statue was used?
Take that!
Think back to what is missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of? Ah! That's right. It can only be the shadow of the Queen's left hand. Princess, can you please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the Queen's left hand? Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. Dun, dun, dun! It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand. So... And then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests might have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, Yatagarasu's shadow had vanished, which means that the shadow was a conscious struck from the very beginning. But you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Alabas tonight. Only country that he visited was Babal, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Alabas. An accomplice? Who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. Basically, yet solving this case since it was accomplice. How's the investigation going? Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu? I've left the murder in Agent Ling's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu. So, yes. So, what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure. You might regret it. We're here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So, if you please. When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist. She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got. What in the world? The Yatagarasu is flying through the air. Times are changing. It's just the evidence. And they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were taken from a nearby building. But you can see the embassy from. I see. This was taken after the fire. The blur in this picture took off from the Ablaze embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Alabama.
Objection!
This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well, too, actually. Maybe it happens more often than we think. What's the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Yatagarasu took off from the Ablaze embassy, so I should start from there. Franziska, I need to return to Babal investigation for a bit. Alright. You're the bitch. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now, come on, let's get back to our investigation. Yes, look. Bitch. That is not what I told you to do. To think, after all that running around, we're right back where we started. It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Edgeworth. Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Polino, but I have yet to find his killer. This is harder. Really was the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who is only out to steal the truth. As Faraday. Please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Palino. Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh, sure. Please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Oh, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it will bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face. And I will gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Palino. You're a total gentleman. Ooh, excuse me. You don't have to waste such nice words on me, little mates. Oh, Sir Palino, he is becoming more and more bored the further I go into this. I can't do bored. Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then, we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that the person I was chasing is Mr. Cochin's killer. We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key to the Tagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved. I knew it! That woman is almost definitely Mr. Cochin's murder. Or killer. I don't know. Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved here. Yet again, shit, yeah. Speaking of the Yatagarasu and mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too. Yes, he's been chasing after the Yatagarasu for all of it. Cheers. Uncle Bad? Uncle Bad? Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire. What? This kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation. This is the real Primiduck statue. This is really valuable, right? What they say.
Hold it!
Okay, you're not seriously considering the theft of this statue, are you? No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I wasn't thinking about anything like that. I was just calculating in my head how much the statue is worth. So, looks like all the souvenirs suffered some damage from the fire. I just don't believe it. Murder on top of arson? What a disgrace to the name of the Yatagarasu. Fake Yatagarasu is guilty of much more than theft. I know, because if it were me, my first priority would have been to loot this bookshelf. Damn it. You would steal ordinary souvenirs that you can buy virtually anywhere? You can't buy them anywhere. Each one is specific to a location and has its own value. And items that have memories attached to them are the most valuable of all. You could really rob someone? But could you really rob someone of their valuable memories just like that? Why are you talking shit, Edgeworth? No, because even if I take the souvenir, I can't take the owner's memories. Still don't know where the blade of the Ablaze knife went. Could it be that the killer walked away with it? No, I didn't. So fucking... It appears that Mr. Cochin's body has been taken in for an autopsy. The white outline is all attempt to tell the tale of this murder. Fireplace, huh? So Babal's offices have them too. Two? There's a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Alabaster. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. Undershirt in the fireplace. Is that traumatizing? Why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? You can climb inside and we can play hide and seek. Come out covered in soot? I think not. Listen to find Mr. Edgeworth. Really? We're not going to recall the fact that it... Okay. You can see the Alabastian embassy through this window. But where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth? Ah, you can see it from here. I was there on the 5th floor. That's where Damask II was killed. What? You don't mean Damask II? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this. Even though Damask II was an imposter of the original. Here's this area was heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything. It appears that this desk also fell fire. It doesn't look too damaged. Ooh, I think we can rifle through this drawer a bit. Suppose we really should take a look. Oh. This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from some... Not now. It seems that the contents of the drawer survived the fire rather well. That's a sturdy desk. I guess that's the value of solid wood construction. Let's see if there's anything useful left in here, Mr. Edgeworth. Bottle of Ablaze ink on Mr. Cochin's desk. It looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Bolino, it looks like your precious Ablaze ink is all right after all. What? That's odd.
Hold it!
Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? No, we're not done here. I'll talk to him in a moment. Like a bunch of flyers with coupons attached to them. The wall sure gives away a lot of different coupons. Maybe I should create one of my own. I could call it the Great Thief Coupon. What kind of discount would that net you? 5 finger kind, what else? And I'd steal an extra thing or two for the bear. Things such as the truth. What else would I steal? What I wouldn't give to have a mountain of your coupons right about now. Manny Cochin, written here on this Manny nameplate. Why would you put a nameplate with your name on it in your own office? I suppose it's to inform people in case they walked into the wrong room by mistake. You think maybe it's also there to remind you of your own name if you forget? No, either way, it's never a bad thing to set a nameplate on one's desk. Only one book left standing here. Treasures of the World. Wait, what? Let me see that. I see. Ah! The most important part was blackened by the fire. Why, cruel fate? Why? The map of where the treasures are located has been burnt. So I guess embassy phones are just like normal phones, huh? What did you imagine them to look like? I thought that Ablaze would look like a flower, and that the receiver would be a butterfly. That way it would look like the butterfly receiver was sucking nectar from the flower. If any country had a flower phone, it would be Ablaze. Oh, then maybe the phone I envisioned would have been when they were Canopia? There's really no point in asking me about something that never existed in the first place. If you know what you lack, Mr. Edgeworth, curiosity or imagination. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask you about your movements before the fire broke out. Or the fire. Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Ablaze embassy tonight. What a bother all of that was. Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jammin' Ninja show. Ah, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jammin' Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jammin' Ninja show was the second one of the night? Exactly. The fire I witnessed was the second one? Come to think of it, did Detective Bad make reference to the first one? Did he? When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires, and the 4th and 5th floors were put out. Suppose this means that the photo was just taken just in the first one. Well then, what was the extent of damage in the second fire? The second fire was contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above it that caused it. That's why I should put this very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny all of them on it. I feel so sorry for you. Let's look at me going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again? We're discussing what your actions and whereabouts were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Cochin's actions and whereabouts were as well? Yes, very well. I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. After that I had a roll.
Hold it!
I love a good roll though. Let's be honest about that. Oprah had it right. I loved Red. Fascinating. How about if you skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version. Alright, I can. So what did Mr. Cochin and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin' Ninja. But Manny and I wanted to turn it into a photo op, so we were here tidying up his office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office? Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Yeah? First I'm hearing of that, sir. Which is why both the Prima Duck statue and the Ablaze knife set are down here. Let's see. Oh, but Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? About that. I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of the Secretary's anger. Oh, he's very good at being mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Ablaze ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. He got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. That's about it for what we did this morning. Cleaning. Got work to do. Being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon? Well, Manny and I went down together to the Teatro Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. We were together until the start of the Steel Samurai. A little while later, I had straightened myself up a bit. I returned to the theater because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Ambassador Alba, Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare my handshake photo op with the German ninja. Rather overworked. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out, and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again until after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an internal sleep. I see. Ambassador Polino, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edward. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink? I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came running back to it. I called out to him. When I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door, but when I did, I was greeted by a roaring green flames. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room.
Hold it!
The fire was green? What was the cause? Well, with crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. Ablaze ink is made from the same oil, which means they also would burn green. Oh no, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. Well, that's why I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. In case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught on fire? No. We're not done here. Gotta deduce this. There's like that Pizza Hut shaped piece of paper.
Eureka!
Eureka! Shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right. What is it? Looks like something straight out of Monument Valley? Ah, yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador Polano, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note? This looks like Manny's handwriting. See, napkins. Ooh, did you figure something out? This note was found in Alabasta. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask II. Damask II? Then this note... Yes. It was a request. It was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask II to steal the Primadex statue. What? Manny tried to steal Alabast's Primadex statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were written by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather up for you and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. Oof. I was gonna sneeze and then didn't. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There is one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired Damask II. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as part of today's event. But because of the yacht Tagarasu and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. Or you see, Babal's statue, well, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Cochin know about Babal's Primadex statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, let me handle it. It'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you are the ambassador of the reunited Codopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious. Mr. Cochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you were the next Codopian ambassador. But why was he trying so hard? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be. I don't know as to why he was trying so hard, but I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple chance. Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested? Yup, got it all right here. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is all this, Gummy? It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now, we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective. Aw, it was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Dad. What do you mean? As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm gonna find my own wonderful partner someday. When I do, I'm going to become a good young Tagarasu, just like my father. Please don't ask me questions which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. Thank you, so wait now, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Yes? That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon? Oh, you mean little thief? Yeah, you're coming to rely on it, aren't you?
Hold it!
I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. The information Detective Gumshoe gathered in the ambassador's testimony. I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the 3rd floor fire. You got it. Alright, here we go. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares to take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. It seems there are other things besides what the ambassador mentioned. It's possible that we might find the escape route the person K saw used as well. Oh, what is this? Is it some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info I inputted. Really? That is certainly one interesting device you have there, mister. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. The clock was different. That's interesting. These must have been the large green flames that Ambassador... The flames like these, it's no wonder I couldn't get in. Hey, by the time you came into this room, had the fire already been put out? Yeah, the fire had died out or something. And this fire in here only burned from the time the fire started on the 3rd floor until the curiosity appeared and caused a stir and football. I guess Mr. Polino was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, huh? Yes, you could put it that way. Since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else had no one other than the person you were chasing, of course. I knew it. The person I saw was definitely up to no good. That person would be Mr. Coach's killer. It's very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before you. They must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one else would be in here. Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in? But then what did the person set on fire to make the green flame? Well, whatever it is that person burned, it made a rather sizable fire. Since the fire's green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean. Yes, I do believe that you're thinking exactly why these flames are green. Oh.
Take that!
The silhouette lantern. Green flame with crystal oil is burning. Really white crystal. Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. I think we've now established that the green flames were caused by the white crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there is only one other thing made from white crystal oil. Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Polino was mistaken about, right? Yes, precisely. As we found out earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is the thing made from white crystal oil that the ambassador was mistaken about.
Take that!
Ablaze ink is made from white crystal oil. Oh, so it should burn the same color as the flames in the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in the room were not from a bottle of Ablaze ink. Because we found the ink Mr. Cochin used on his desk, right? Yes, however, Mr. Cochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames. Oh yeah, I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth. It would appear that I've finally found it. It's real goal. Made of Bobbly's ink, this is the source of the green.
Take that!
What would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zing. You're kidding! You're saying that it was Mr. Cochin who made the counterfeit bills? I am. I believe you could even go so far as to say that he stole Babal's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Cochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Why, yes, and I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night. Never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, in your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Ah, yes, I suppose so. Caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? My duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Cochin and concealed his crime, for they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. This grandfather clock was apparently in a different position before the fire. According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means that most likely it was moved by someone during the fire. Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear it chiming. Huh? That's odd. It's still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged these internal mechanisms or something? Ambassador Polino, may we have a look inside that clock? Sure, go right on ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the insides of this clock. Yes, sir, I'm on it. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir. It looks like a length of wire. So this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. What was the long piece of wire doing inside this clock in the first place? Why would someone need this valuable clock? Sounds like it wasn't Mr. Polano who put the wire in there. Perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did. Charred remains of a fallen ceiling fan. Oh, I've seen a few of these before. They spin around and around and play music? I believe you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies. Yes, that's it! But they're nothing alike. They're totally alike. They spin those babies right around like a record. I see. I guess I can see how you might think that. Looks like one of the Bobbly's knives was already missing before the fire began. So it would seem. Especially since the other two knives handles were burned away. The remaining handle was swapped out with the handle of the real knife. The wall's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babal, don't you think? I'm not sure I would lump the replica statue in with the rest of Babal's room. So, Babal is really pushing their tourism industry, huh? Yes, it would appear that way. You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case? You already have a destination in mind? Well, ideally I'd like to go someplace where I can continue my thief training. If you want to learn the fine art of stealth, perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Jammin' Ninja TV show. Hey, that's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth. Fireplace. The Babal's office is there's the fireplace relative. None of that changes. That's apparently none of this is gonna change. Alright. So glad none of that dialogue changed. very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting in it? It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times. Yeah, but you're always touching all sorts of things at crime scene. I'm a prosecutor, and it's part of my job to examine it. And my job is to be a great thief. Which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. It appears that the desk is largely unchanged from before the fire. Yeah, it just got a little burned, that's all. Very fine desk. I'm sure that now it's still usable. Isn't that great? Why don't you trade your desk with it? No. Just a suggestion. You don't have to get all monosyllabic on me, you know? So by this time, the product statue had already been swapped, right? Must have been, as this one is covered in soot. What lousy timing, and just as the two countries were about to become friends again, too. It would have been better if I had stolen it than... It would have been better if I had stolen it than for it to get caught up in that fire. Okay, I think I understand your sentiment. However, if you were to engage in theft, I can't look the other way, right? You can please stop stealing my lines. Technically, you took part of the initial Babal investigation, correct? Yep, sure did. Must have put out both fires, sir. That first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I would have been burnt to a crisp. Hold it, wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Oh? Maybe someone wrote it in a fit of panic? Detective, did you see the Yadagarasu that came into the Ablaze embassy at all? I didn't, personally. The other staff members told me they never got a good look at the person either, sir. I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. Second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu was spotted in Alabas. That's when a suspicious person was spotted in Babal. Hold
it!
So no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagarasu that entered Babal? Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know? Still, it was enough to make people who received the calling card panic even more. The person in a long coat sounds like the exact same person I saw. The Yatagarasu that appeared in Alabas was just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal is also you can't be serious. Not when we're this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto, you. So the Yatagarasu appeared, masking, killed Mr. Cochin. Damn, he got a lot done. By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu? I did, but, well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with and was lost for a while.
Hold it!
You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were to guard, Detective? I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue. Oh, is that a fact? Do you have cauliflower ear? Look at Gumshoe's ear. Buddy. Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around on the 3rd floor hallway, sir. When I heard a scream, I headed toward it right away. Oh, that's probably from when I found Mr. Cochin's body. Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could. It was thanks to Gummy that Miss Shina wasn't able to take me away. You covered for me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I see. Still, it's too bad that Agent Shina got here before I did. I wonder where Agent Shina was before you found her. Well, before I got to this room, I saw her coming out of the room next door. Agent Shimon mentioned something about chasing the Atagarasu herself earlier. Well, she apparently helped in putting out the first fire. Then during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing Atagarasu. She seems to be a very dedicated agent. You do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir? Brother. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Paleno. Ambassador Paleno, there's something I'd like to ask you about. Yes? About this office, it appears to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, that's right. You have also paid a visit to the Alabastian side of the embassy. Have you gotten your flu shot yet? No. Go away. I love those texts that are like, you spammy. Goodbye. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yes, I know. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Where the ark is located my room is currently under renovation. We worked hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office. You mean for your handshake photo op with the Jammin' Ninja? Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? Get another odd expression. Successfully competitive spirit with Alabasta, take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I needed to connect the dots. Connect the dots? Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to... Yay! The Alabastian and Bobbly sides of the building. Symmetrical to as we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway. A secret passageway? Alabas, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall. A revolving wall? Sounds like something out of a ninja house. Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir? What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? A lot about this room I don't know about, Ambassador. Guess it's pay the bill for letting Manny do some work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room. Wait, Edgeworth, let's get to the bottom of this. Agreed, and my first thought is that it's likely to kill you. Fireplace. Looks like another fireplace, though, doesn't it? How do you turn it again? I'll have asked me to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace. Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens.
Hold it!
Ah! You scared me, sir. There's something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts. Huh? We found an X where you thought there'd be one, right? We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing. What does this contradiction mean? Oh, yeah. Ambassador Paleno, you said that you burned some old files in this fireplace today, correct? Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning. After you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right. But why are you asking? Why are you making such a scary face? I'm sorry. I admit I am a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace. So you find out about it. Let's see. Huh? Where did did all the ashes go? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't really think that Ambassador Polino is lying to you? No, there's no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe his testimony is wrong either. It is the fireplace that's causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me. You got it. I'll add in the ashes from the burnt piles and... Sounds like we pretty much figured everything out now, huh? Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our lead. Oh, I sense it coming on. You're about to dazzle us again, right? Oh, you mean that? Well, it's what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know? There's really no need for you two to dance around the name of what I'm about to. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple. Not because someone cleaned them up, right? Nope. Because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Polino said that he spilled some of the Bobbly's ink while he filed. And yet there's not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere. Well then, I don't know what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room. It means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used. You mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through here? Yes, I believe that the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer, and after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route. Beginning. Chase the killer down. If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room. Oh, the person that was in the next room. Oh, it's that person, sir. Yes, Detective Agent Shina. It's looking more and more like Miss Shana is the killer, isn't it? Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you that killed Mr. Cochin. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she's hiding something. Okay then. Why don't we go ask Miss Shina herself?
Hold it!
No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damask II's note. Okay. I'll get the lab boys on that right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall. Right now, sir? No, next decade. Of course now. We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we? Go on, Gummy, you can do it! He's like 3 times the size of Shinnok. Here I go, through the fireplace and back. Didn't need to psych yourself up that much for such a simple task, Detective. Ow, the wall inside the fireplace really did turn. That's so neat! Now I want to try going through there too. There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea. It appeared that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Ablaze ink you spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall. Okay, here I go.
Hold it!
Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer. Huh? But there's all that ash inside. And your point is, we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through. Yes, sir. Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right? No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve, such as the Yatagarasu's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, 2 weapons that made it across the border he misused stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how misuse related. Mr. Edgeworth. Number of pieces connected in very complicated ways. Almost enough to make one completely mental. What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one that said that it's easy if you follow the leads. Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay? If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you have to do is show off your fancy schmancy logical deductions. Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that? Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been focused like a laser on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us. Okay? That's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know? There's something I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake. Yay. Like you're back to your straight-laced self again. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back, sir. Yes, I can see that. Good work, detective. You use that fireplace like a door, sir. Are you alright, Gummy? I'm okay. Just a bit of ash and dust, that's all. Your jacket has gotten quite filthy. You see the hem has practically turned black. Yep, well, quite a bit of the unburnt ink got on it. See, thank you, detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat. Oh, no, sir, I could never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it cleaned, but you know. I see. Very well then, as you wish. But because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right? Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned other important things. That is, I will have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. Okay, I'm back. The handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let's go and wait until the action neutralis along with Agent Lang and Agent Shana. Oh, okay. To be continued. I think... Yep, there's one more part of what is considered the middle on this case. And then there are 3 end parts, which... We're coming up on... I don't think I'm going to get all 3 parts done. We'll see. If I don't do the ending tonight, I'll definitely do it tomorrow. See. As of right now, I need a break. I'm gonna take a little bit of a longer break because I got some things I gotta do real quick, but I will be back. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you all soon.